Let's talk about the Protestant Reformation. If the Great Schism was Christianity's messy divorce, the Reformation was like the kids deciding they didn't like either parent's rules and starting their own rival families. It's the reason you have Baptists, Methodists, Presbyterians, and like 40,000 other denominations. And it all kicked off because one monk had some thoughts. So picture this, it's the early 1500s. The Catholic Church is basically the only game in town in Western Europe. It's huge, it's powerful, and it's kinda comfortable. They owned tons of land, had massive political influence, and for a lot of people, the church was their entire world. But, like any monopoly, it had some issues. Think of it as the only internet provider in town, and the service is getting a little spotty, and the prices are going up. One of those price hikes was indulgences. Basically, you could pay money to reduce the time your dead relatives spent in purgatory. It was like a spiritual pay-to-win feature, and people were not thrilled. Especially when the money was going to build fancy cathedrals, not, help the poor. It felt less like spiritual guidance and more like a fundraising drive. Enter Martin Luther. He wasn't some radical trying to tear down the church. He was a Catholic monk, a professor, and he was genuinely worried about people's souls. He saw the selling of indulgences as a huge problem. So in 1517, he did what any academic would do. He wrote a paper. His 95 theses were basically a list of discussion points, questioning the practice of indulgences and the Pope's authority. He nailed them to a church door in Wittenberg, which was like posting a viral tweet in the 16th century. He just wanted a debate. But thanks to a little invention called the printing press, Luther's ideas spread like wildfire. Suddenly, everyone could read his arguments, not just the scholars. This was the internet of its day, democratizing information and letting people question authority in a way they never could before. It was a game changer, and I get it. Trying to figure out who was right or what actually happened can feel like scrolling through a 1,000-year-old comment section. That's why I'm here, to oversimplify the stuff that literally changed the world. If you want more complicated history explained without taking sides, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before Easter, and every single one of you helps this channel get there. Let's get this done. So what were Luther's big ideas? Sola Scriptura and sola fide. Let's discuss sola scriptura first. Luther argued that the Bible, not church tradition or the Pope, was the ultimate authority for Christians. This was a direct challenge to the Catholic hierarchy. Sola fide argued that people were saved by faith in Jesus, not by good works or buying indulgences. This was a huge relief for many who felt burdened by the church's demands. These weren't just theological quibbles, they were revolutionary. They empowered individuals, challenged the Pope's power, and basically said, you don't need a middleman to talk to God. The Catholic Church, understandably, wasn't thrilled. They tried to shut Luther down, but it was too late. The cat was out of the bag, or rather, the theses were off the door. The Reformation wasn't just one guy, though. Other reformers like John Calvin and Huldrych Zwingli popped up, each with their own interpretations, leading to even more branches of Protestantism. It led to wars, political upheaval, and a complete reshaping of Europe. It was messy, it was violent, and it fundamentally changed the religious landscape forever. And it all started with a monk, a hammer, and a really good printer.